Like how to find it?
It's called it's called retro.
Retro?
Yeah.
And I just type retro into YouTube and that'll pick it up?
I don't like the brightness of this light. It's bugging me. But there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, that's a cool vibe. Because I got my little lamp here. Okay, we're just waiting on the theme song.
Tell me what to type.
My hair looks ridiculous as always. Because it's not sitting how it's supposed to sit. What's that? It's not on YouTube.
Okay.
Go to the music
Okay.
app.
I thought we were playing something else.
Should I put the schedule up too?
No way. Okay. Oh, Wayne Jones?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
What?
I have to say my line and then you play
Yeah.
it, and that's way too quiet. Do you want to just bring it here? It's way too quiet.
That's a spot. Hold on.
No, it's like, okay. It goes, I'm neurotic, it's chaotic, let's talk about it. And then you press that. But I have no room to dance, really.
Then you groove back and forth.
Okay. Oh, can you even see my sign on like the actual feed? Like, can you read it, or are there icons covering it? Because for me, there's some icons covering it. Okay. Just press play myself. Okay, should I just press play myself?
No, wait. Hold.
Here.
I was checking.
Oh, is my sign blocked? Yeah, my sign's blocked by the subscribe button. Okay, is it blocked still?
Give it a second.
This is the worst time to live stream anyways. Like, it's
Very
not a good
nice.
time. People are working because they have actual jobs, unlike me. So, okay. We're just waiting on the intro music.
Yeah, hold on. I'm doing like 10 things at once.
I think this is his first time doing it. I usually just do it all myself, and I have a feeling it's not gonna go well.
Give me a second here. It's 'cause
So
I
the
was
line is, I'm neurotic, it's
Yeah, I know
chaotic,
that.
let's talk about it, cue music.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm neurotic, it's chaotic, let's talk about it. There's no room to dance. Okay, stop. Okay. Okay, stop it. Stop. Okay. We're here. I feel like it's been a century. Hello to AJ class of 2031. Hello. Manohar's gonna dance with me. I feel like I'm so off my game because, for one thing, I have what I call zombie fatigue from the gluten, because I was binging on the gluten and I'm trying to detox now, and because I need to get back on the schedule. If you've been here, if you were here for the schedule, I'm not on the schedule, but I'm trying to get back on it. And I went out of town because I was looking after my grandma, I was visiting my grandma, and then she got sick, unfortunately, and she's still in the hospital. But my other family's taken over, but I was gone for like 12 days, and I got way off the schedule. I didn't go to the gym because I was at the hospital with grandma, and I'm thrown off. So I'm from Canada, and I'm trying to eat healthy today. I made it's ground chicken, which I don't even like, because the store I go to, Superstore, has ground chicken or ground turkey, And I remember choosing the ground turkey. I remember having a thought like, ooh, don't get the chicken one by accident, because they look the exact same in the packaging. Just the turkey one says turkey. And somehow I got 2 freaking packages of the chicken because I have zombie fatigue from the gluten. Neurotics Anonymous is a place, a space in the interwebs that we talk about being neurotic. It's something I like to facilitate on the YouTube live stream program, and because I'm neurotic, I'm pretty anxious, neurotic person, and I don't know what else to do besides babble about it sometimes. And this is my therapy because the other therapy wasn't working, so this is part of my therapy. I'm from Canada, and yeah, I don't know, it's been a while. I don't remember the last live stream I did. Like, I was doing it way more often. I did some when I was in the other city. When I was gone, I did some live streams, and the last one I did, someone thought I was really not okay. Like, I was pretty unhinged. Another thing I just do during this usually is, like, I don't try to control the neuroticism, because I don't know, I'm just always trying to do that in the world. And so this is like a place that I usually just let myself be unleashed. How indebted are you? What does that mean? Like, in debt? I'm kind of like sort of always in debt, but not at the same time. My partner financially supports me. I have debt in my name that's technically someone else's that I was helping them out with, that they do send me the payments now. So that's the debt situation. Social anxiety, yeah, I can tell you about that. I'm 30 now, and my social anxiety got unhinged when I was about 15. It started with the fear of blushing, and then it just escalated into all around generalized social anxiety disorder. And I'm trying to accept it. Like, I don't know, there's a lot to it. But for me, the social anxiety, honestly, I think for me, just the only thing that really, the nutshell of it all is, like, I think it's just caused by lack of confidence and self-esteem. Like, and lack of self-acceptance, and thinking you're doing something wrong or an imposition on others. So mine's getting better because I'm working on all that stuff and trying to love myself and not hate myself. So, make a friend. With the Instagram DMs, I'm sorry, I'm chaotic. I cannot even keep up with text messages to my family most of the time. So just so you know, I'm just not, I'm just like not in the Instagram DMs. Like, I check it once every several months. So yeah, the mental health is fine. I'm just like in zombie fatigue right now from the gluten. Like, for me, gluten, when I eat it like constantly too much, like every day, I start to get this brain fog. It almost like makes the anxiety go away because I'm just like too tired to be anxious. How do you know it's not all in your head? Oh, like, I think it is and it isn't. I don't know. Like, I was insulted with that phrase in my past. Like, it was like, it's all in your head, so cut it out and stop doing it. Like, it's kind of all in my head, but it's kind of not. Also, there's different kinds of anxiety. Like, for me, I get like full-on subconscious body anxiety that it's like ingrained. Like, I have this automatic, the thought comes after, but a lot of times, like my ghost phobia, the thoughts come first, and then that causes the anxiety. But it's not even, it's not all in your head, because obviously, guys, anxiety causes physiological issues, or symptoms, I guess, feelings. Like, if it's literally just only in your brain, why are you sweating? Like, why are my palms sweaty? Why are my feet sweating through my socks? Why is my heart racing? Obviously, there's a mind-body connection going on, right? Meditation really helps. I'm getting the benefits. Yes. I gotta get back to that. Good job. There is meditation on the schedule. I think I put it on there. In the morning, that's supposed to be done. Read, what is it? Have tea, smoothie, walk, meditation. Yeah, I'm not getting up at 7, guys. I'm not getting up at 7 a.m. these days. But to get back on the schedule, I was going to just, first of all, I really need to get the bedtime sorted out because I need to have the screens off at least at 9 to even have a chance of waking up at 7. And yeah, that's not been happening. But I'm kind of recovering from like hardly getting enough sleep every night for like 10 days straight when I was looking after my grandma in the hospital. What do you do for money except YouTube? My partner Sean and I were doing like a different channel on YouTube, a reaction channel called the Internet Rabbit Hole Daily, so I was making money from that. But we've been on a big hiatus and we're expecting to return, but besides that, honestly, I don't Sean makes the money and I babble on the internet right now. I don't know. I'm trying to get some shirts designed for my channel. It's so early on to do that, but I did make a design. If you saw that, you know what happened with that. The material was too itchy for me, and I'm gonna change it because I can't decide. Like, I changed my mind, so there's like a new merch design I'm gonna do that if people want to support the channel, they can. But yeah, I just don't really have my own money right now, and but yeah, stress is only in your brain, and that can still give you cardiovascular issues. Point being, stop caring about what other people think. I think they meant to say they don't care what you're doing. That's very true, Christopher. They don't give a shit, and usually people are just focused on themselves the entire time. Like, they're not focused on you. Yeah, for me, the anxiety is getting a lot better, but cognitive behavioral therapy, like cognitively knowing they don't care. They don't care about me. Like, it just wouldn't fix the anxiety. So I don't know. I had to do a lot of, I talk about this like every time. I have a lot of conditioning from growing up and being raised by someone with a lot of narcissistic traits, and it just friggin', I don't know, it like your wires just get so crossed in your brain. And even if, like, it's just, you grow up with those beliefs that are backwards, and then it's hard to undo them. So I've been doing pretty much the thing that's made the biggest difference in anxiety is those beliefs. Because, yeah, I had a lot of, okay, this is me every time not being able to keep up with the comments, but because in your head, you've convinced your body that you're in a situation that requires your body to react a certain way. Yep, that's true. There's convincing, but then there's also just, like, the automatic reaction and then how you interpret that thing. Like, for me, I'll misinterpret the feelings of, like, it's very real. It's very real. Oh, and I have a video about this that I've meaning to post soon. I'm almost done editing it, but it feels so real to, like, the video is going to be called What Non-Anxious People Don't Understand About Anxious People or something like that. It is hard to just immediately dismiss the feelings as just feelings because it is really visceral and real. And for me, I kind of have to, like, tie it back to where it comes from and stuff. And, like, I do have to give those feelings some attention. Like, for me over the years, it just hasn't helped to be like, you're safe, stop, there's nothing to worry, you're safe, you're fine, you're safe. Like, it just doesn't do anything. Like, breathing helps, breathing techniques, stuff like that. But for me, like, one of the main things is being like, oh wow, this, like, being aware of, I'm having this reaction. Oh, this is, like, kind of resembling the situation in my past when, you know, I felt I had to prove myself or whatever the thing is. Like, I can connect things a lot more now. And then my trick these days, is to be like, even though I feel this massive urge to do something, to fix something, to ruminate that something is wrong, like, I don't need to believe it. Like, oh, I just feel like I did something wrong. I just feel that way, but it's not true. But I still go through the feelings. Like, I can't, for me, I can't just, like, not, like, the things still just, like, come up in my body because it's just so automatic. But it's, like, how I interpret it now. So, I'm gonna try to get through these comments. Overwhelmed. Do boxing. Yeah, I used to do boxing. Hitting and getting hit will help your face issues. Yeah, maybe it would straighten my nose back. Maybe it would straighten my nose back because I got hit by soccer balls back in the day. Yeah, people get confused every time on the lives about my sexual orientation. Apparently, Dragula's confused why I'm not a lesbian if I have a mullet. It's just hair. It's a haircut. And I'm trying to defy the social norms. But then again, like, I just like it because my hair's so freaking thick and it works with my hair because I have the thickest hair. I'm half Greek and, like, it's really hard to manage. But having half of it gone in the front helps it not be a crazy tangled mess. Hadja likes my hair, thank you. What is a narcissist? Can you explain that, please? Okay, Brian. I'm not the expert, but Dr. Ramani on YouTube is one of the experts, but I guess my explanation of a narcissist would be, because we think of it as just like, oh, someone that's like arrogant and full of themselves, but for me, it's some of the traits, it's like someone who doesn't have a full sense of self and accuses others and relies on other people for their own sense of self. So, because you can have like covert narcissists, like you can have vulnerable narcissists that don't even appear to be like the classic, like aggressive, shouting, screaming, insults type of people, but they are still like really self-involved and just like relying on others to make them feel okay, and they can use tactics like guilt tripping, gaslighting, manipulation. Like it's self-serving, and it's not even like, some people have like bad intentions, I guess, if you will, but like from what I've realized or discovered about it is like these people are trying to like feel okay with themselves. They're usually very insecure. Like, well, I don't think you can have a narcissist that's not insecure. Like at the core, they're very, very insecure. And the arrogance that they may exhibit and stuff like that is it's just a cover. It's just a mask for the deep, deep, deep insecurity that they feel like they wouldn't have to put others down, like make others, cause others to feel smaller, this and that, if they were actually confident and secure with their own selves. So that is my explanation for now. But is it original eyes or makeup eyes? I am not wearing makeup. I just can't manage the makeup. I thought of like trolling one day, and because for one thing, I've been obsessing about dyeing my hair blonde because for so many years, like I've wanted to just try it one time, and the one time I actually did try it, my hair got totally fried and it just wasn't a thing. I had to get it chopped off and stuff. And that's when people really thought I was a lesbian, because I had like very short, like very mass cut. It was like this short. Actually I did the Miley Cyrus like side shaved for the first cut when my hair was really short, but I can't get over this obsession, and I don't want to do it because I would fry my hair, but I like want to just try it once. So my compromise was to get a blonde wig, and then I had an idea to just like appear super femme one day, like total glam, full makeup, everything, and people aren't even gonna know who I am. So I worked this job one time and I just like never wore makeup, and then I went in, I was not even working. I think I was like applying to different jobs, so I got put on my makeup and stuff, and my boss didn't even know who I was. She didn't recognize me with the makeup on. So it could be a fun thing. You look fine as is. You don't have no facial issues. Okay, thank you, Dragula. Maybe, was that your comment that maybe I misinterpreted what you meant by I should do boxing and get hit to like fix my facial issues. Perfect example, don't judge the book by its cover. It's not our job to judge people, it's God's. Yeah. Yeah, I talk about this a lot, and I've done videos a lot on my channel about the whole gender stuff going on, and like people, if they want to identify how they want to identify, like, whatever. I personally, though, like, I've really dug into gender theory and all that, and my opinion on why people are making new categories of gender to fit in or whatever, like, I guess, like, to me, it's because of the gender stereotypes and stuff like that. So gender theory claims to be like, what do they say? They're kind of like trying to abolish gender stereotypes, but they're just making new categories to fit into, like, so what I'm trying to do is, like, I don't know, I'm just, like, not conforming to the gender stereotypes, but I'm still a woman and female. Like, obviously, like, I don't know, that's just how I friggin', yeah, I feel like I could totally, if I wanted to, I could go with the they, them, and people would understand it more than what's going on now, honestly. Like, people are so confused sometimes. Like, this is such mild, like, the other couple times, like, people were asking me if I was trans, like, multiple people. It's always like, are you straight? Are you straight? Are you, like, just because the hair and the makeup and the voice, like, it was giving trans, the voice was giving trans women the other time, and I was, like, in the dark, and I totally understood it, and I got it. But for me, gender theory seems to be, like, going back in time, or it's like reinforcing the gender stereotypes in a way, because it's almost like, and I'm not trying to speak on everyone, like, I also don't like offending people, but I have to just, like, be myself on the channel and say my thing. But what was I gonna say? It's like, it reinforces stereotypes, because it's sort of being like, oh, I'm not a woman because of these, like, characteristics. Like, just what I see with, like, the neo pronouns and stuff like that is, it's like, it's just self-expression and personality traits being conflated with gender. So it's like, I'm not stopping anyone from doing it. Like, I don't give a crap. And I've said so many times, like, I don't care to, like, use people's pronouns. If you're an adult and you want to do what the frick you want. And, like, I see the pronoun thing as just, like, another, I don't know, it's self-expression that, like, to me, I might see it as, like, unnecessary. Like, I might see it too as, like, oh, this seems like more of an identity issue that you're, like, solving with gender and pronouns and words. But at the same time, like, if you go to the washroom and you just change, like, I'm interested in the fact that, like, if you changed a sign, like, I go to the women's washroom, whatever, but, like, if someone doesn't identify, I'm not talking about, like, people, like, I'm not talking about traditional trans, like, transsexual people or whatever, that medically transition stuff, like, I'm talking about someone who's just like, oh, I'm Zizer or whatever. Like, why, I don't know, like, the sign, like, if you change the woman's sign to just, like, a gender neutral sign, like, all of a sudden, like, that changes something within them and their identity and everything like that. Like, to me, it just seems like there's a bit of a identity, like, a core identity issue in a way, if it, like, has that much impact. Like, but it's do what you want. But for me, it's like, I feel for the children that are getting confused, because I had gender dysphoria to a certain extent when I was young, and I didn't want to go through puberty. Like, I was scared of it. I felt icky in my body. I actually felt like a boy. Like, I think there's, like, a spectrum of gender dysphoria, and can be caused by all these different things. For me, like, I grew out of it and that, but I always felt, now I just am finally comfortable to, like, wear what I want, express myself, and not be feeling like not myself and uncomfortable, because I don't, like, make myself wear tight clothes anymore, really. Like, sometimes I get sucked in, and it's just like, I don't know, I'm trying to conform still. But thank you, Catherine. Yeah, I don't know, with the education, though, too, it's just funny, because, like, I tried to do university so many times and just failed that venture. So, like, I don't know, people wanted me to go do that thing, but the university and the studying and the focus and the ADHD of it all, for me, like, it just didn't align. But so I do appreciate you saying I'm well educated, when yeah, I just, in this friggin' society and system, it's like, just the whole university thing, or college, or, like, having these papers, like, it does not prove that you're more intelligent at all. Like, it's just like, if you can memorize well, you do well in school, I feel. But Totally agree. It's identity issues being remedied with gender pronoun band-aids. Yeah, not in all cases, for sure. Yeah, I also honestly don't care either. I'll call you whatever you want and respect you if you respect me. Exactly. So for me, yeah, it's like the double standard of it all that I'll have some opinions about. Like I made a video about someone, a trans person was basically like, I don't know, there was women in their TikTok chat or something or comments saying that they preferred not to be called a cis woman or something like that, and this person was like insisting you need to be because it highlights the privilege you get, like walking around in the world just being accepted as the gender you are and stuff like that. And I made a specific video saying how I was treated in ways like, you see it's given mask right now. When I was younger, like my family was some of my family was like conservative in ways, and I was actually told like you should have been a boy because it was not making sense. So I expressed these types of things. Like I went firefighting. I had like a doctor saying you shouldn't be firefighting because I'm a woman and stuff like it was like, just because you're considered whatever cis too, it just doesn't even mean what this person was saying it was. So it's kind of like, you know, I've dealt with these things and I'm a woman, so like don't call me cis, like I'm a woman. It was more so like if someone were to call me cis, it's not gonna ruin my day at all. It's not gonna, because I don't attach that external idea. But at the same time, I just was breaking down the actual definition of cis. Like people say it means just not trans, but for me, like when I investigated heavily into it, it requires someone still to like have a gender identity, and for me, like my gender and biological sex are one thing. So it's kind of like, if you guys are making these categories too and like you want people to say your things in that, it's like I don't feel like I fit that definition because I refuse to take, like I'm not womaning today, like I'm not choosing, I have this separate woman identity and this and that. Like yeah, at the same time you could be like, yeah, well you identify as a woman and your biological sex is a woman. Yeah, but it's just like this fine-tuned thing that it's sort of like, you guys can partake in your things in the, you know, queer theory or whatever it is, or gender theory, but like I don't have to, like the it's like, if I'm respecting you, what you want to be called, like why does it not go both ways, right? Why does it not go both ways? Yeah, I always get the Billie Eilish thing that I look like Billie. Love her music. Love her vibe. She actually inspired me to express myself more how I naturally would, because she's got the whole tomboy thing going on herself and the baggy clothes and the sweats and stuff. So I got this Champion sweatsuit from Costco recently. We got the matchy going on. Yeah, the two genders thing, Sam, I do think that for me, I do totally believe in a third category, intersex. Like it is a thing. People say it's just a variation of either male or female, but like what's going on with the women's boxing stuff is interesting, because the person, the Algerian competitor, Amain Khalif, so I talked about this on a different live stream, like why I feel like that highlights that there's like a third category of intersex especially, is because they don't seem to like fit one or the other. Like they have XY chromosomes, but apparently they have like female physical characteristics. And I was researching it, and they were saying people with Sawyer's syndrome, that's I believe what it's called, it's like a hormone or puberty disorder thing, they can actually get pregnant, like if they don't have their own eggs or something. And I don't know, I was trying to find out if everyone is exactly like this. It seemed to be that is what that specific like disorder or condition is that it's a female or male, it's like XY, so it's like genetically male person though, but with like has female characteristics in that. And it was literally saying they can get pregnant if they have an egg donor. So it does just oh, thank you, Sam. It does just sort of not fit what, like, with the whole identifying as a woman thing too. It's sort of like, hey, like biological males can't get pregnant and can't whatever. Like we've been saying, people have been using those points and stuff. But with someone with like Sawyer syndrome who's like XY, but like how can they get pregnant? Like it's not just biological male, in my opinion, even though they have XY chromosomes. It's like they can apparently get pregnant. And yeah, that's just what I saw online when I was researching. But yeah, but to talk about the I am confusing night dating, it's, yeah, I also just don't, I also struggle to like have firm opinions, which like it makes me really open-minded and stuff, but I actively, it's like I want sometimes to get to the full bottom of it, but there's always going to be uncertainty sometimes with certain things. So yeah, when I speak to, it's just like sometimes it's just like a verbal rumination a lot of the time. The last live especially, it was unhinged. It was unhinged. And I was like, it was late at night, I was tired, and it was really cray. So from what I gather, there's no proof as for now for Khalif being intersex. It is possible, we don't know it. Yeah. There's a photo, her dad spoke about it, and it came out that she has that syndrome. And then there's a photo of her like as like little that she appears to look very just regular, standard, like little girl appearing that way, but then she must have started producing testosterone or something later in life, I think, too. She must like it too. She plays with enough. I don't know what that means. That sign above your head needs to go. No, this is the Neurotics Anonymous chat. Although I tend to have imposter syndrome sometimes, like if I'm not as neurotic, I'm like, can I be facilitating the Neurotics Anonymous? Yeah, it's like, it's a mix between, like, I'm trying to normalize neuroticism. It's just, I outcast myself for it, obviously, in ways, but, like, there is definitely a cultural, I do feel like I'm, like, too much for people at times, like, maybe, who cares what they think, obviously, who cares what they think, but this is, like, I don't know, I put the sign up so people know. It's just, like, very much a part of the chat is, like, anxiety, neuroticism, whatever, like, those types of things, so. It's not all about me. Like, the world does not revolve around me and my neuroticism. So that's why I also, like, this is a place for me to be unhinged. And last time, like, someone actually thought I was just not okay, and it wasn't, like, they were just kept being concerned about me, which is, like, fine. But, so it just, like, helped when if people are concerned as to what's going on, I think the sign can just sort of help to where it's like, hey, yeah, this might just be, like, unhinged. Like, a lot of people just aren't used to it, or people being really open about it. You think everyone's divine feminine, masculine aspects in their natal birth chart has anything to do with it? Oh. Are you talking about astrology, birth chart? Staying balanced is a key tool, and one love, oneness to come together to gather. Yeah, Inspire, are you talking about the astrology birth chart, and are you talking about, like, identifying as male or female, or having, like, gender dysphoria, maybe having to do with having more masculine or feminine traits in your chart or something? Looks like your sign works. Yeah, I think that could be, I don't know, I am interested too in, I'm into past lives and things like that, and I don't know, who knows, there could be a component to that, like, if past lives are a thing, and you lived your past life as a different gender or something like that, like, maybe you could have, like, dysphoria in the next life or whatever. Also, I think it can definitely come from trauma. If you know Blair White, who is a trans woman YouTuber and stuff, she did this therapy session. Oh, I can't remember what his name is, but I think if you type in Blair White goes to therapy or something like that, it would come up, and she had some childhood trauma for sure, and, like, she thinks that, yeah, it could totally have to do with that, like, her having the dysphoria and stuff like that, and being trans could have to do with the trauma of it all. So yeah, past lives, everyone has past lives. Coincidentally, everyone was a princess or nobility. Ooh, that's fun. I would consider myself a trans man, but I very much agree with you on most points you just talked about, especially when it comes to non-binary people. I don't really get it, but I will respect it. Yeah, totally. I appreciate you sharing, Mr. Flying Kidney. Because I've done some sketches and stuff that on their own, well, they're just like silly. Like, I don't know. Some people think they're like really offensive. I identified as a poo person. I was speaking to neopronouns. And it was just silly. It was like, this is my thing too. And like, maybe, I don't know, I'm going to speak on it, but I still like, I have reservations of like, is this my place to speak when I'm not trans? But it's not a trans thing I'm talking about. Like, I talked early in the live about me having my own kind of like identity issues and just gender dysphoria to a certain extent. So my whole thing of like making a silly video about a person who like does this little quiz on Reddit one day and they realized because they feel like a piece of shit, like they're a poo self now and that, and they change their pronouns immediately. Like, I'm talking about like people who are getting confused. It's a different thing. But then again, like the institutions that, like, I'm in Canada, and it's just anytime now it seems, well, I don't know, I'm not like fully out in the field, but stuff that I like read or listen to or hear about, it just seems like there's not as much space to question the child too as to what's really going on. It's like, how dare you question them if they're like, I feel this, like, there's only a couple people probably that like identified as cats. Like, it's so ridiculous. I heard in the States that there was like, because it was considered like a queer identity, the teachers like had to accept it, but maybe something just like non-binary or like some other identity type of a thing, like there could be something obviously going on, like, and there's arguments too to, it's like, yeah, it seems very trendy and stuff, and it's similar to like, you know, body modification in the past in certain ways where these kids are having struggle, like, I don't know, they just have not found themselves. So it's like everyone's though getting grouped into the one thing. Like, of course there's going to be people having legitimate gender dysphoria and that, or like trans people, or there's people who have a different sexual orientation, and then they're getting confused by maybe the gender roles or stereotypes and that too, and then they haven't gone through puberty yet. And like, if they go through puberty, what I've read, do your own research though, like statistically, I think they say like it's more, I think, gay boys, like if they go through puberty, like some get slotted into the trans thing when they're young, but then like a really high percentage of them would just end up being gay and not actually continuing to have the dysphoria like onward into life and stuff like that. So UG saying hi a trillion times. Can we stop spamming the chat? Yes, you're right. People seem to go through identity crisis or simply puberty, and they conflate it with being trans. I actually decided not to transition because of this madness. Yeah, well, yeah, I respect your decision of whatever you feel. Like, it's, I don't know, yeah, it can be confusing with this stuff, but like, good on you for like, I don't know, it's like, if you realized, oh, maybe, you know, something could be influencing me in a way to transit, or you're just like trying to get your own ducks in a row with like the chaos of what's going on, that's good on you. Because yeah, it seems like sometimes things are rushed, or like, I don't know too what you've been through with, okay, UG, sorry, I'm gonna have no spam. Hi, but no spam. Sorry, I had to give UG timeout for 10 minutes because they were spamming the chat. But my flying kidney, I also don't know what you've got. Like, if you, I don't know where you live too, but like, if you seek help or treatment medically too, like now it seems like it's just one protocol where it's like affirmation only in a way. Like, you might not get a bit of the pushback. Like, it's also on you to self-reflect. Like, I don't know, for me, I don't trust the freaking doctors, the psychiatrists, the whatevers. Like, the psychiatrist tried to like put me on mood stabilizers, and I ended up in the hospital from an antidepressant. And then when I got there, she wanted me to like take, I guess, an antidepressant again, but also take a mood stabilizer because she's like, oh, you might have bipolar, and because people react that way and whatever. Like, and I just was like, yeah, no, not into it. And she was like, well, you're always gonna have the anxiety though. And then like she tried to like push me a little bit. She wasn't that bad though with it, but I had to use my own friggin' discernment, realize like what's really going on with me. But it is scary when like you're going, I don't know, we do need support and help with certain things and medical stuff, or like it would be freaking nice. So yeah, it's hard when they are not considering like that other people, that some people, it's not about the gender and it's more of an identity thing, or maybe they've had trauma and things happen to them that are cause them to disconnect from their body or feel dysphoric about it. Like you could have like the same symptoms or very similar symptoms with like totally different causes, and they're not really weeding that out nowadays, it seems. What's written behind me, it says Neurotics Anonymous. Neurotic means like mental health stuff, basically like anxiety or depression or ruminating, things that I tend to experience a lot. And so it's like a play on Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's Neurotics Anonymous. So it's like I talk a lot about just mental health. Like, I don't know, we can talk about whatever too, but it just, the sign makes me feel safe. Honestly, it makes me feel safer for some reason, because it's like, hey, I am different and anxious, but I'm like, I know I need to also accept myself and not feel like I'm not normal, like not normal, but again, I don't want to be normal. Like there's people that get it and a lot of people that don't get it, like, and some people have like such a, I'm warning people like, hey, it might get neurotic, it might not get neurotic. Like some people aren't used to that and they don't know what the heck's going on, and they think that I'm crazy and it's not okay, and they think I need like serious help. But it's like, I went and got the help and they just traumatized me more. So and I'm fine, but like I hate having to explain myself at times to like convince people that I'm okay, and it's just that I'm vocal about my neuroticism. So that just is there to explain it, but it's like for other neurotics to come just talk about their stuff, and then if you're not neurotic, I don't know, you can learn what it's like for us. This is better than any therapy. Oh, thanks, Inspire. Another thing I like to do now is scream in my car, get the anger out, you know. Traditional therapy can help a lot of people. It helped me to a certain extent. Like I started going to therapy when I was maybe 15 years old, and I'm 30 now, and I've seen so many different counselors and therapists and people, but it gives me an ick now, sorry, but it gives me an ick to like the protocol they follow. Like I do not align much anymore with like what they learn about like disorders and that. Like there's just a separation, I feel, from disorders besides like PTSD. But I was diagnosed with borderline at one point. I have ADHD in that, but also I think, I don't know, the ADHD for me could have been caused by life experience too, or just like chaos from birth in the household, and I don't know, my dopamine got messed up. But yeah, the disorders, like, it just seems like there's so much more connection to like life experience, and that gets lost in the sauce when you end up at the psych ward. I don't know, maybe it's way different now, but I don't know, and maybe I had to figure it out for myself. I really had to figure out about the narcissism stuff that we talked about, and because I kept thinking I was a problem. Oh shoot, I thought this would happen. The chicken's getting really overcooked. I guess I had it on low, but it's all crispy, and I get distracted and then I don't. It's really chaotic. Yeah, I should have finished cooking the chicken before I started the live stream, but here we are. I just find, like, maybe it's just me, but the whole institutions of it all with mental health, like, it feels a bit of a power trip or hierarchical, or like these experts too, in my opinion. I'm not speaking for everyone, but a lot of them, or a good amount, or at least some of them, don't know shit. They don't know what they're even, well, they're just following a book, and then they're trying to slot you into that, and it's just like, oh, you need, they're obviously more medication heavy as well. I'm not like completely anti the psychiatric medications anymore. Like, I got really intense about it because I had a bad reaction myself to an antidepressant, but I do have some Ritalin on hand that I tried yesterday again. Like, I've used to take it a little bit, kind of like, I don't know, but for me, it's totally not this, like, I don't want it to be a regular thing at all. It's just, I'm trying to get back on track with the schedule, why we're here. And the food addiction of it all is screwing me up, and sometimes the Ritalin can take me out of a rut to help me to get motivated to get back with, to just not be so impulsive and stuff. Like, it does help with like the ADHD types of symptoms that I deal with. But I just really have never been a regular medication. The Ritalin too, I just don't, it's a little bit too stimulating at time. Like, I need to make sure I have like a really good, I need to have like enough of exercise. It depends, like, it's hard to get the right dosage too. I can be really sensitive to things, like I'm just really sensitive to caffeine, and was real sensitive to that Cipralex, that antidepressant that made me go cray and made my issues a lot worse. And I like OD'd on that very medication because I just didn't care anymore, and I was acting just not myself. And I was like not sleeping for days in a row, and I just have always been like sensitive to substances. I will not smoke the Mary Jane, I think, ever again in my life, ever. Get so paranoid. So thank you, Momo. I'm happy you like my hair. Am I a believer in, yeah, I think Jesus was a cool dude. I've talked about this before. I don't resonate with like organized religion. I take what resonates from the different religions, but I could never be a part of one religion. I kind of grew up Christian, like going to church, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm not vibing. I don't like it just is, it gives me an ick. Sorry, no disrespect to other people that practice religion, but what I can't understand too is like the rules have changed. It's like, it's nice though to have community and stuff. Like, I get like envious sometimes of like, I don't have a church crew to like hang out with. Like, I'm kind of a lone wolf all the time. So it's like such a sense of community, and it's like-minded people as well, but I just can't, I don't believe the story in the way that it's told. I also have, my partner Sean's been really interested in all this religious stuff, like delving, like learning about different religions, stuff like that. He grew up atheist more so in his family. But he was saying there's this evidence, like apparently Paul wrote the Bible. Well, it wasn't, sorry guys, sorry. My opinion, sorry, I don't want to offend, but Jesus himself, like it was obviously written by a human on earth that was not, like, didn't the Bible come out 100 years after Jesus even died or something, or like such a, like a long amount of time? Don't get a religion, get a relationship with God. Yeah, I do believe in God. For me is more like the like universal pure energy. Like, I feel like we're all, we're all one, whatever. I've talked before though about like how new age spiritualism is giving me the creeps and ick a lot of the time, but like, again, I just take what resonates from the different things, but I will not follow one thing. So I just think that like we're here to like kind of play games and have fun and experience things, and that we all are this one source of loving pure energy creation of it all. Like, I don't know, that's what I think. It's like this one organism that's splits though into like all these little different organisms. Like, just in our body we have all these different bacteria and stuff that are, it seems like they have their own consciousness doing their little bacterial thing and stuff like that. And so, like, I think it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until, like, it's like this one organism as a whole that we're all, like, made of. Like, I don't know, that's what I think. Girl, the world is hell. I don't vibe with Earth. The Earth drama of it all, I'm always kind of bitter about Earth life some of the time. The New Testament was written by his disciples. That's like your best friend writing about the things you did. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just don't trust them. I don't trust a book. I think, like, too, there was, like, things lost in translation. Like, it's not crazy to think they got some concepts wrong or off, or I feel like the human nature tainted the teachings in a way, but I don't think Jesus was, like, this might offend some people, I don't think I think he was trying to say we're all one and equal. And I think when people a lot of times too do bad things or hateful things, it's because they don't know their worth. Like, they hate themselves so much and they, like, take it out on others. Like, I think Jesus was trying to teach that we genuinely are all equal. Like, other people just maybe don't know it or realize it, and they're just caught up in the drama of it all, the Earth drama. So I don't like the, like, putting Jesus on this, like, massive pedestal of, like, he was perfect and we all suck and he saved our sins. And he, like, I think he was just, like, he existed and he was an enlightened person. Like, he was similar to maybe Eckhart Tolle nowadays, and he was, like, teaching people all this stuff, and then the people didn't understand. They didn't get it. They just didn't get the thing. And then they're like, oh, this is what he meant. Oh yeah. And because I just could never vibe with, like, it's changed now, which to me, it's silly that it's the rules change, but, like, you know, back in the day, or certain churches still, or whatever, it's like they think, you know, gay people shouldn't be together. Total bullshit. It's like, I guess that maybe comes from, like, the Earth. Maybe they were worried, like, probably obviously it would come from, like, they're worried about the population and they want people to reproduce and stuff, but the whole concept, like, that's been lost at, like, still people, even if that was a problem back in the day, like, I don't know, it's like, figure it out. Like, you need one guy that can just impregnate all the women, like, I don't know, and you're fine with your population. But the whole, like, it just got misconstrued to, like, it's a sin if you do that. Like, what? Who gives a fuck? Like, everyone do everyone, and who cares? And then now it's like there's these progressive churches and stuff where it's all fine, but then the rules that's where I'm just like, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just the people deciding. I don't know, like, it's, yeah, if they got it all wrong, like, if Jesus didn't, they were going off some Jesus rules that weren't even the thing at the time. It's like the people making the religion, in my opinion, like, it's not the actual essence of Jesus as a consciousness and what he was doing. Like, I'd rather hear actually directly from him, not the unenlightened people at the time who were like, oh, he means this, like, he means you know. So I've been ignoring the chat. Sorry, this happens. I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading. Okay, focus, Alyssa. Glory be to God, religious. And also, guys, again, I have zombie fatigue from the overconsumption of gluten, so just bear with me. Like, things are not gonna get comprehended when I read as well. Don't get a religion, get a religion. Okay, I read that. He went to India. Ignore me all you want to. Let me pipe. Yeah, let me pipe. Oh, I love that. Ignore me all you want to. Let me pipe. Yeah. 2 sheets. That's the vibe. It's like, you don't have to, like, just shut it off, but I'm going to be annoying and talk and say my silly opinions. The New Testament was written by a disciple. Oh, okay, we did that. Okay, look, if you're right with Christianity. Okay, look, if you are right with Christianity, then rewrite the Quran if you can, but you can't. Allah protects. I do just think it's interesting, though, how, like, a lot of the organized religions are quite similar with different characteristics. Like, it's like this there's like a similar theme throughout most of them and stuff like that. And also I just feel like it's interesting, like depending on where you were born and grew up and raised, like you are, you know, if you were in the West or if you were somewhere else, like the religion, the cultural impacts of the time and the religion, like that's such a high chance that like that is what you also believe or whatever. So then, yeah, I don't know, when I was young, I was kind of like, okay, it's just like, what really is it? It's like, I don't know. I'm not making sense to you when I talk right now. That sounds awful. I don't want to be one with everyone else. LOL. I feel you. I want to be special too. Like, I want to be, yeah, I don't want to be like everyone either. A lot of the time, like, I want to be a special person, but yeah, I don't think it's that way, but give Sasha listen truth or 7 says and take it with a grain of salt, teaches all languages come from Egypt. Oh, that's interesting. Ancient Egypt always intrigued me. I did a school project on it one time and it just, I don't know. It's cool. It feels like home to me. Like maybe one of my past lives was in Egypt. I don't know. Also, I'm Greek, and ancient Greece, ancient Egypt. Like maybe there's just similarities with the culture, sort of at times. I don't know. All languages come from God, but okay. DNA, demons, and angels from a demon through. What's going on? Live and let live, love and let love. Yes. Okay. My channel is gone because of you. I deleted YouTube. UG, all I did was give you a 10-minute timeout. That was not me. I'm sorry that happened to you, but that was not me. I gave you a 10-minute timeout, Yuji, because you were saying hi like a trillion times and it was spam in the chat, and I did have a bit of a rule. I don't really like rules. We've been talking about I don't like rules, but one of my rules for my live stream was to not spam the chat. It's the community rules thing. I don't know. It says no spam. Well, spam not welcome. So you were warned, Yuji. That's okay. Yuji not making sense either. Yeah, we're all just not making sense. We're all one and all not making sense. Too special isn't good either. Yeah, I also don't. It's just like a conundrum. Like, I also don't like to be stand out. I used to like to be the center of attention. I do in certain ways. Like, look at me, just this is my little show. Ooh, me. But then, because of the social anxiety of it all, I also just don't like to be the center of attention in public and stand out. So I like just, I don't know, a balanced amount of special. Like, I just don't want to be ordinary. I don't know. My specialness now is, I guess, being neurotic, because it was something that I just didn't like about myself and shamed and hated. Like, I'm just going to try to use it as a superpower. Yep, I'm half Greek. What happened to your hair? I don't know. Jill fucked it up, if you know the story, and then I decided to go for a full mullet, so that's what happened. I get it, though. It doesn't hang nice sometimes. Like, it's gotta flatten after I sleep on it. A girl at 7-Eleven yesterday was like, what's that haircut? Or she said she liked it, and then she's like, oh, what kind of a haircut is it? And, you know, I forget that I walk around and people, it's special. It's a special haircut. It's a special haircut. I forget. Like, I just going about my day. Well, my like, there's people in my personal life that just didn't see the hair or anything, and I saw them because I was visiting, and then they didn't say anything at all, and then I forget that it's a thing or new. I don't know, people aren't as used to the mullet. So the other day, though, someone made a comment at the 7-Eleven, and then I started to get self-conscious after it, because I'm like, oh no, is everyone thinking about my hair? Like, who cares? Like, the world doesn't revolve around me. But it made me more, because I don't, like I mentioned, I don't like being the center of attention anymore, or like having the focus or attention on me in certain ways, you know. It's kind of confusing, but now I'm more on guard in public. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna get a comment. Like, it's just, the thing was, I blushed like so ferociously, and I have a fear of blushing, but it's getting better, but I just hate it when it happens still, or I'm trying to be okay with it happening, or whatever. We're trying to get through it. And no one said anything, but I was with Sean, my partner, and then I just thought, I just don't like, after I just said, oh, you probably saw, like, I blushed so hard, and he was like, oh, no, whatever. I was just used to being ridiculed about it, like, and who even cares, like, it's not a bad thing, but I know people just, like, really went off on me about it sometimes, like, the blushing of it all, and, so it makes me uncomfortable, but she was just like, oh, what style is it? I was like, oh, it's like a mullet or soft mullet. And this is me, and I don't, like, I need to accept myself, like, I don't care, but I do care, but, sometimes I just feel like I say too much, like, I can just be like, oh, it's mullet, but I'm like, oh, it's like a mullet, but it's kind of like, well, it's more like a soft mullet or a wolf cut kind of thing, and like, I don't know, I'm just like awkward. I just get awkward. I didn't know what to say. I fill the space with words because it's hard for me to just be like, thank you. And then I'm just embarrassed, I guess, that, I don't know, the spotlight's on me. And then I try to fill it with words as I'm like ferociously blushing, and it's fine. She didn't notice or say, like, who cares? Excuse me, but the smallest things will like make me blush. The smallest, depending on the time and place and the level of neuroticism that day. Small things. Yeah, sorry, Yuji, you're getting another timeout. Bye. Okay. I'm probably gonna go now, though. It's been a while. And I gotta figure this chicken situation out. It's really crispy. But, yeah, the point of this was to, I don't know. There's not really a point. Okay, I might keep going. I got the same thing with the blushing. Even on medication, it gets even worse. Yeah, the only way to get over the phobia for me is just full acceptance. And thanks, Inspire. Sorry, yeah, Inspire. I'll say, I usually, every live, it seems, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go now, and then it's like 30 minutes later. The blushing, it's just hard for me to still be okay and accept it, because for me, what was tied into it was this whole inferior superior complex in a way, like, because I was kind of belittled about it in ways, like the way people spoke to me about it in the past and situations or whatever. It became this almost like, I know you're scared of me thing, or I know, or you're, it's such a human nature too to like not show your vulnerabilities. Like, it's such a vulnerable thing, but for me, there's so much neuroticism in the brain that like the blushing, I'll just be having like these automatic like thoughts, and I don't know, they'll be saying simple things, and I'm just like having these connections in my brain that are tying things to the, and then I get like self-conscious or embarrassed about a thing, like as if they can read my thoughts almost type of way, I think. Or I just assume that they're thinking something bad of me, or, oh, they think I'm lying, or they think I'm this. And then I might blush or something, or it's like, oh no, they're gonna know I'm blushing. I've had such a fear of just blushing in general for whatever reason, for no reason, like makes me look guilty and brings attention to myself, and it's just a weird bad thing, like that can't happen, whatever. But it's also, it's just like, oh yeah, I just got too hot. Like, you could just say, like, I don't know. I just hate it when people attribute things to it, though. And this rarely happened in my life, but like to me directly, but with other people, you know, in school, it was always like, oh, you're blushing because you have a crush on the person, or you like me or something. And so I did blush one time, and because I was talking to someone, and then like not an actual friend, like an acquaintance of mine saw that happen and was like, oh, you like him because you blushed. And I just like couldn't explain myself at the time. I had no confidence or acceptance of it. Like, I just thought I was bad. I don't know, and awkward, like, my goal was just not to blush ever, and that's not the goal. Like, that just perpetuates the phobia. It sucks. It's like one of the few phobias that the more you freaking fear it, the more it actually happens. It's annoying, because the more you, if you're scared of snakes, the more you fear snakes, it's not more likely to make a snake jump out at you. But for me, just thinking about it and fearing it would actually bring it on. Like, I would blush. So it's annoying. For me, yeah, it's, hello, new subscriber, Sri Lanka. Hi, my name is Gajendran. Glad to see you. I like your hair, sis. Aw, thank you. Gajendran, I hope I'm saying your name okay. I appreciate you subscribing, and welcome, and thanks for the comment about the hair. Thank you. The hair gets chaotic, but right now it's doing okay. And isn't it like every 7 to 8 years we go through shit till we get it right mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually? Yeah, I keep having to learn the same lessons over and over again, and it's just annoying. It's like, this again? Really? We're here again? Blushing has an evolutionary role. Yeah, it shows shame or remorse to others so that tribe knows you are guilty of something. Yeah, but similar as anxiety sometimes goes crazy. Yes, Mr. Flying Kitty, and that is a thing, is like, it's genuinely, people just aren't used to like someone with, it's called erythrophobia or whatever, fear of blushing. Like, people, and I knew that, and I just didn't, but it's my job, I think, to just like defy the norms in every which way, you know, the mullet, and not being a lesbian and people being confused or whatever, and the blushing, I guess, and it not meaning what it generally would mean, and me just defying the norms, being like, yeah, I'm red right now, but it's not because of all the things that you think it'd be. It's because, although it is a form of shame for sure, but it's like not real shame. It's not like reality that there's something actually legitimate to be ashamed about, or that I did, or it's just like me being neurotic. It's just me being neurotic, but it's hard to like be that in, like, I just want to hide a lot of the times, right? I don't want to be on display. I don't want my red face on display in the public. And so some people blush more, so it makes you very frustrated. Yeah, and I used to want to be more tan to like not show the blushing. But now I'm obsessed with anti-aging, so I'm trying to be wearing sunscreen all the time, and like, you know, I'm getting more pale, and so the blush shows even more, and it's like hard to not be a little bit more afraid if it happens, but like, I need to just not be afraid. Like, the fear is not real. Like, no one even cares, or like, but I think I've spoke about this before. Like, for me, exactly where it comes from is honestly just being an imposition on people in some way. Like, if I were to blush, it would make the interaction awkward, and I would cause, like, I used to think that I actually fully caused people's feelings. Like, yes, I can be a bitch to my partner Sean and cause feelings for him in a way, but at the same time, it's kind of like a choice. When you're an adult, I feel like as a child, it's like not as much of a choice how you react, because like your brain and beliefs and everything are still being shaped. But like, I just would feel like I'm bad, like I caused it, like if I ruined someone's interaction or something, like it's my fault and it's me. And that's the narcissistic conditioning in me of feeling, I don't know, that everything I do has this like massive impact on others. Like, it made me a narcissist in my own way of thinking that I'm more important and have more effect on people than I do, because I don't. But when someone is just like, you made me feel this way, and if you wouldn't have done that, like the gaslighting and stuff too, it just like makes your brain think that you can ruin someone's day over a blush. Or also, though, that was a lot of it, but then the other part of it was obviously, though, how I was being seen and perceived, and like feeling just weak, and I don't know, feeling like I was being looked down upon or something like that. Yeah, it just usually all goes back to me, though. Yeah, it's all about me. They totally feel your anxiety and will strike you for anxiety. I've had to breed snakes. Oh, the snakes. Oh, so they will. Okay, then. Okay, I'm wrong about this. So the snakes totally feel your anxiety, and they'll strike you for anxiety for being afraid. That's the scariest. I've had to breed snakes and incubate. They're pretty cool, but they're definitely vibe noodles. It's okay, that's freaky then. That's freaky. That reminds me of with me and my ghost and demon phobia. I would hear things like they feed off your fear, and I just choose not to believe in that. And so far that's been helping the phobia for it's been like in remission. This phobia, the demon ghost phobia, has been in remission for a while, like months now. It maybe can slightly flare up at times, but I just don't believe in it. I feel like it's not really a demon. It's just like a manifestation of thought or something. I don't know. Like I believe, like other people though, like I used to just like try to conform to everyone's experiences too. Like if someone else totally believed in demons and thought they were real and had experience in that, like I thought, okay, then it has to be real because they're not lying and that. But I'm kind of like, they're having a different experience. Like it's real for them for sure and their reality. But I'm just like, my reality just does not include the freaking demons. Like I just don't want to experience that, and that's helped me. But yeah, freakiest thing to be told, like, you know, the demons like feed off your fear. It's like, shut up. Do not tell me that. Like stop. Like how can I just not be afraid? How can you not be afraid when it's like, but if I'm afraid, they're gonna attack me or something. Passion flower is a natural medicine. It helps keep you focused and calm. I used CBD oil. I tried the CBD, but any type of cannabis things, it's a risk for me. Used CBD oil for a while. I like the passion flower, natural medicine, sweet. I think I have tea that might have that in it actually. I have these calming teas that I forget to just drink, and they would probably help. Like this, restful sleep. Like, I'll drink this during the day. Ooh, passion flower right there. Thanks for the reminder. Gonna be having this every day. I'm gonna try, guys. I'm gonna try. Yes, I'm from Rabbit Hole Daily. Shivam. Error 404, I have demons. Yeah. We all got our demons. Yeah, for me, I do just think, like, real like what people think are actual physical creepy entities are maybe just our inner demons. It's kind of like showing us but I don't know, it's the people be doing the exorcisms, like people be on YouTube talking about that. Like I used to be so interested in that, and I used to like to just watch it and be curious and interested, but it just freaks me out now that I can't. Like the Catholic priests being like, yeah, we exorcised the demon out of them. I just would like to think it's not actually that, and it looks that way, but it's just, maybe they had a lot of spine tension going on, maybe they had a lot of muscle tension going on, and they just get so relaxed, like the priest is doing his thing with the crosses, and they finally relax, and then they're just like, yeah, I'm in like a muscle spasm, and that's all it is. It's not actually a demon. I'm subscribing, like, your neuroticism, thank you. Gotta go cook dinner, watch you soon. Yeah, I should get to my meal. Aw, you guys are so nice. Thanks. Yeah. Now the pressure's on. Okay. I think I'm gonna eat the chicken and try to get back on the schedule, which includes being more disciplined tonight with like wind down time and getting in bed way earlier and not just binging on Love Island, because everyone was talking about Love Island. A podcast I listened to had Leah from Love Island on it, and I wanted to listen to the episode, but I like refused unless I knew it wasn't gonna make sense. Like I didn't know what happened. So then I started from the beginning because I never watched Love Island USA, so it's like 30 episodes. But obviously I need to pace myself. But yeah, last night I was like trying to watch Love Island, and then I got distracted and didn't want to watch it anymore because Joe Rogan had a new comedy special, so then I watched that instead. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like neurotic with the content as well. Like I just can't watch one thing either. It's like, ooh, I just watched like 2 minutes of everything. So, but yeah, I think I need to be doing friggin' less of watching anything in general and more other things. Yeah, I want to get that video out that I was editing that I was just about done. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the next live. Love you guys. Man, you snitched on Tanya, and now she in the pen, and now her mama mad. fight you snitching. I don't know what you're talking about, Momchi. I don't know who Tanya is. You gotta turn it up, it's not loud enough. We're gonna do like a sign-off dance. I can't dance, there's no room. Okay. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.